there is no time to waste, and it is very, very important. Say, yebeka issues na eboda ene eye honorable Okudzato Ablakwa said there na osika ye no eye this hotel no ni sale no all the issues related to this hotel. Now I think that he's one person as a Ghana for Bonabas, because very often what you see is a man for kofa issue bar yet all of a sudden na ayera they don't say the issue no a bit frato, then we deliberately forget about them. But he's one person now over the years any single issue be able making sure say about drag it to public defense space, you know, or making sure say he follows through with it. And I think say if other parliamentarians live up to the bidding by doing similar stuff, me assure Sanka some of the problems and then as for you go through no and so better and where the energy, the passion and the consistency with which are taking up this particular issue and now could do say Ghana for Chesia Bonting a demonstration. I think say ideas among other people must also learn. Now making sure the issues not just about it. Ya kobrashi so na ya twapene. Now no, I was very, very, very worried about this 5G spectrum. Your license now you sell it to a company that was only 6 days old. Minority issued a statement on the matter. Nobody since then, and I can't want MBM. So the government is at its comfort zone. They can just go ahead and do the particular deal. So yeah, they are not bubble issues. No, so I say but in his case, issue not far. Kusi Boatin issue a koya could be yes shraj in a court and then as a forum, and this particular matter way consistently there has been a lot of shocking revelations about Tiama Ghana for who say indeed behind this wholesale a certain criminal syndicate beer or Mufi said today they are in power. So by the time they leave, they will make sure say they will completely capture this particular state, because events in some circumstances or more extra to I am so my beton this particular SNNIT hotel none and it make sense. There is none. And again, idea belonging to SNNIT belongs to the people of this country, because Ebia na SNNIT no one tiasi a man for a both in the private sector and in the public sector. A man for sika ya jiji say ya tibia to na dachi nipa kwa homojie mu a ye de aye investment bi na se bi nsa aka bi no sa sika no na SNNIT edi bia to hotel di bia to ye fancy shares in other companies all run sebe ya man for retirement a omo nsa be ka bibi kakra na omo dan so sa sika no ena ebi akwakosi hotel ene akufo ado aban say omo tena se ya hu say SNNIT in managing those hotels it's not making any profit. And they want somebody or this sika be shem na making sure say hotel ni nyuma sem ebe kosoro eno enkanya bad, but say wo hotel na say wo hia capital infusion one because a public campaign aban our right so betimi this sika ewuram, because SNNIT na aban dey Ghana for there, because over the years the terms Canada kwasha banking sector banking na ya private banks and na for kura gugu ye no u trace back amount of money are buying etimi pushi com, and this is hotel near a bind there a SNNIT hotel na say a capital infusion nothing stop government on the biggest spender in this country. They say about making sure say you market a certain amount of money into the operations of SNNIT sabaya and near for the sake of the people, because that thing belongs to the people of this country. But he didn't take that approach. Rather they decided say no, let us sell it. So pesika na say book we a media 100%. Na me say me pese nemu activities to run this book. Let's say this book is a company. I cannot say I am putting 60% stake in this particular book for a sale. But the very moment I put 60% out there, it is no longer my book. it is rather the book belonging to whoever brought the 60%. Now I become a minority shareholder in somebody's company. So it is not SNNIT and an all sell company. Now what's your only beam? The very moment 60% in this hotel no a call we are and yet SNNIT dear beam and your menoya dear beam. Now mum a you be dear and I yeah you 40% womb. I don't know if you understand me. But the whole motivation, yes, I deal when you say, a company they call from we need capital infusion, and in the end, you know, time I didn't their move is all non fan. My minority shareholder, NTA the Sika Udama, the Sika Uda Obi company as a minority shareholder, I own minority stake in that company, so it doesn't make sense. And again. And some no more can ya bundle 6 hotels together. Set 6 hotels is not performing, you know. That be American. Most of the public institutions and the public entities. Oh, sorry, networking is disturbing. But anyway, we will continue. Anti say SNNIT say or turn 60% stake and then the hotel na or turn area company ni SNNIT de biem na mum e nipa na or turn na de. And again, how do we sit down and say 6 hotels belonging to the state is non-performing? Then it means that some technical efficiency is lacking somewhere that we need to find solution, because it is not always na aban bibi enkoya na ye ton. Na sanka sana ye kana na sa oman na nkasa nkoye na ade ntina ye nton. Ye president na nkasa otis no onkoye ade ntina ye nton no. It is not always like that, because if we are talking about non-performing state asset, non-performing entities, and Cocoa Board is doing yaton, because Cocoa Board is a debt factory. And you know, I know. Presidency. President Kufuor be some for so many years free so. Na ke ton ya sanke ton na China for that ama ya soma dwe. But it is not like that. So we cannot say SNNIT hotels and performing, and for that matter, and bundled together. Have we tried other means of ensuring these hotels no a bit fluid by ye put to sikane technical certain technical efficiency, certain ingenuity be into the operations of SNNIT and I turn my hook yakasi ton the ton. But this is not a private property. This is something that belongs to the people of this country, and it has been with us from time our own to Menkai. Rollins always so the new pension, and that's a hotel when you have Ghana for a deal. Or one ton. I would have wouldn't mean Sakra or Toma or Nipanam war buying Lumana Mosan Toma. And I bundled these hotels together, and I in Kayaba Beton. Now, Ukoma, Sana and some no more canning ye. Akushisem is never true, sir. Labadi Beach Hotel, a 5-star hotel, one of the best hotels in Accra. No, your catch say it's not performing. Some bois because Salada Mexicano, Honorable Okudzato the details, no audited financial statements of the banks, bank of this particular hotel, Ebabonting, clearly a choice. The profits are there because there is no way that bank, that hotel, will be a one. The services are off. It is one of the most lucrative hotels I will say, and Oko banks audited bank statements in Ababontina clearly a choice say hotel. This is a hotel say obi bejiana ofa nipakura ye, and that is what they are seeking to do. And other hotels as well in the past, and don't forget the other state hotels. Yeah, Tonton, Golden Tilu, or Ghana for a hotel, and and there are several Bia Kenya, Lancaster Hotel, Baku moving picking and as for Nina free Ghana, and some under certain shady circumstances are obeying who I want to say. And this justification. Pedal out there in an attempt. They try in the name of politics. You see, it is not just about the NDC MPP. We can't always be trivializing issues. I are very essential. I are very dear to our very survivor in the name and trading them in the name of NDC MPP, and you see people fighting over it, and then it ends there. No, that is why I always say that we need to rise above partisan orientations. Now you're making sure, say, so I don't know, are you right? Are you right? If it is wrong, it is wrong. God, justifications are these people are peddling in an easy attempt to auction these hotels to themselves, you know. None, and they make sense because Labadi Beach Hotel, no, and yet depth track. And you see, shocking revelation. Esan was idea way and say, no, me who said, na honorable Okudzato your presentation, and na or your audited account of Rock City na a parent hotel na I say all Baba taught this hotel no. This is a hotel that has been running at a loss. SNNIT ton hotel no or say or the money pa and a campaigner what your friends saying hotel minimum our experience for several years our year dumano onim sabe ya the hotel no mana onko mismanage no. SNNIT has been in hotel management for over 40 good years. Or not say only experience. Now, Rock City now ye be that particular place in 3 years or 4 years in Yamaya. No, how did they be that's or more than what experience or make you manage hotel? They were 40 years experience. No, want to be managing. And again, Labadi Beach Hotel no make a profit in excess of about 2 million and over. Rock City, no, Afibia or Boca. Per the audited account, I available. Or no run a bocao, na obi or no run a bocano. A banner sign and on a yet nipa. Yes, yeah, waiting in a area and on na. What to me, I went a bed. Our fire hotel. Nipana Yakana 7 is a cabinet minister who sits in a cabinet meeting. And the decision to sell these hotels, no, he was part of it. He was part of the decision. Air rivals a Yantong hotel, no conflict of interest clearly. But President M. Fahon, sometimes if you look at some of the issues, some of the development there across Ghana, and yet acting at a in their time, Nambum, the utter silence. The deafening silence on the part of those who wield the enormous executive authority, they can make sure say they intervene in circumstances and situations of this nature, no? Because that's all that leadership is about. You stamp your authority, you rise to the occasion where people think that something is going wrong, no? You have the executive power, the authority to make and omit certain things. So the president could have halted this sale at the very moment the public rising, amount for establish or more displeasure about this thing. Because I said that music SNNIT a public it's our hotels and as a phone in a public way. It's so you need to do a broader stakeholder engagement. People from your friend is saying key sectors of our society, must be involved. So what decisions in the Kwanya so you even begin to wonder even if so-called board members of SNNIT were actually briefed on the details are involved in the sale of these hotels and so forth. Yes, certain executive authority, the pressure coming from somewhere. Monton, and I finance a crimes with people, manager parties are now turn a cop. And the only thing that can stop act like this, I said the public will react. But my culture said in a democracy anywhere, the best protection I am to offer to democracy. If you think it is the military, if you think it is the police, executive, whoever, you must be crazy. In any decent democratic dispensation, they are the best form of protection. I am to secure the foundations of that democracy. Has to do with the vigilance of the citizenry. It is our vigilance and a bit more protect and secure the foundations of our democracy. That is why I've been advocating say we need to transform ourselves into sentinels, gatekeepers, sentinels of our democracy. Because if we keep quiet, keep mute, and shut up and watch these things, trust me, Nipa no Moody have no conscience, they have no moral, no sense of moral direction, they don't care, no sense of empathy. Just say the omopa say ono di dia me na or figu na or say loading the fruit wono they don't care. Se nipa da sani a wako school or your medical doctor sem kura PhD ankasa betimi ahwe patient a maame a obetimi awo no anim da hospital say wa beda ha sa wo ye dede wo tuatu amanfo so ye ma wa biane di monkoto no ntwene, and they bundle this woman into an ambulance na koto na pini wuram for this woman to lie there 3 solid days. And me say these things ayo wa dwene say doctor na ye wicked, and yet doctor na ye wicked. It's a reflection of our society. That is how wicked we are. It doesn't matter where we find ourselves. Now recently somebody called me. Wa bom modern kodru UK. And the paper assembly na se for nkoye. And wa kwasi obi na nipa krode the paper man say me nua wa bai je ye ala se be ya wo ho the talk akra. This is somebody who has been in the UK for over about 10 good years, 20 good years. Important, and life is okay for him. Nipa na wa bana on baby obeda kura oni no. Kata na ode ama na ode ye adwuma no. Osan je no commission. Osan je no commission. And you don't sit there and say so be a wicked. Sa na ye nyina ye tie wherever. Baby a you find yourself bia obetimi ye adwuma, obi so want me create account. Into you go be account my time so ordinary man pen or report na ya deport you na wafa. That is how we are. I'm just trying to say this say yesi hu no in all aspect of our Ghanaian society no central the point humanity are always a key point as you highlighted on that no. We are all guilty. So find yourself baby abe find yourself bia no that Nipano, sa aduboni nipano will come to bear. That is why I now go to your church and I hear an avenue for exploitation. Oko your schools is the same thing. If you go to the church, or if you go to the mosque, it's the same thing. Governance, politics, leadership, whatever. That is a massive problem. But greed, what politics, is so dangerous to say. Aya here for na manfo sika ya jeje aboa no ye nyina ya ka bom say ye de ba ya de we e na kwabrane because so on na tumi kura no nti offer woti ase o wonti aso ye mfa no police nche no court nche no wafa, and you the poor person have no point wo ko seek redress and wo ka kire obi na ha na wo ka kire no. That is the low point. That is the low point. So the only way I able to me sorry I've overcome some of these things. Let's say sometimes this emotional partisan affiliations and then as for I watching wow when him say war party nipa no din sem do ye nye nipa no make can win him no, or the person doesn't even respect you or nim kwasa wo say be wo ye nipa bia na baby. Now when you know very well so you don't even understand it. That yeah different because common actors, morality uphold you in a Ghanaian society. And Kabeba is saying and a state is or turn asset, not a minister of state. No, a cabinet minister, like I said, maybe company better. Just think about it. This can never happen anywhere. Never happen anywhere. But Ghana, a decent republic, a kind of democracy, it is happening and everybody is zipping on. But in the past, we saw people who were quite vocal. And then I saw something very shocking. So woman here saw a glow wine. And then on when you had a grantee interview catching a man for say, na Ghana ye din so a man for your wedding, a man for ware. These are people who are all over using God. Then as a phone Bible cover. Menim say emrebi atwam na ye de padlock ato wedding na man for ware okroma. Then she's justifying say because problem na Ghana wo mu it's okay because I'm for your wedding every day, I'm for your birthday, I'm for your way. But a woman we winim no na omo aglow in the past. The omayen wo kroma no wuhu then you know how hypocrisy has been institutionalized in this particular country. And Brana ye brenu nyina. We say nobody is a victim in this country. We are all accomplices and sponsors of this regime of terror. We are accomplices and sponsors. One way or the other, we have contributed massively to what is happening. So governance na yeah no element of morality, no values, no principles, nothing. Like loose cannon. So obia the open of an hoodie. Because me I met how I said hey, like how me wa buying no muna me see me koto or mine japade. Like how? Does it make sense? Also obi be your crown normally obi na nim show obi. But when him there the omo ye no nyansa nka ho adwen nka ho say omuni ni po tu ni fo say ye jimio say sometimes you don't even understand. And you see this is a mindset taking critical decisions navigated this country through a stormy situation. So say a three way na biema o man na you can understand why we are in this state. Because these people, they don't have any sense of shame. I don't know, he knows that this is an act of stupidity. You don't need to do this. This thing will cause public your friend is saying anger, and then as a phone, you don't need to do this because as a sitting cabinet minister, you don't have to. So, and I'm saying politics here has been personalized in such a way that it is always about personal interest, not about the people. No? The same gentleman and a call. Kojina stages ka say to me no yamfa mo bia, they will not hand over to anybody. So not one of his motivation for spewing those silly statements out there no because or to a minor hotel because Aban Sisan will be bajia, he will be investigated. And this SNNIT hotel no talk and he will make sure that they don't hand over to Ubia then yet so. And you as an ordinary person, you think such greedy people have your interest at heart, then that is up to you. That be a cancer. If you ever sit somewhere and think, say, a time will come, God will come and save Ghana from this predicament. Let me name you as a womb. And just take few minutes, go and read about East African politics. What happened there? Places like Kosovo, Chechnya, Russia, Slovenia, Yugoslavia. Just go and read their history. The terror these people are go through. The nipa dasani omu ye apem for enkwraden kitenkete omu ye. God never saved anybody. God never saved anybody. And your destiny is in our own hands. And the only way this civilized era you will mean you better me a survival and say you better your voices to be heard. You better your vocal, you better rise against terror. You better rise against some of these things. It doesn't matter whether we belong to the same or not. Because we are the fact that we know what party or we are on family. Oh, yeah, man. God, that is what they always do. That is what they always do. Pretending say they care, they pretend they have your interest at heart. Trust me, they have your no interest at heart. Because so the pace ye move no. Na nema be a first and a man for a year or more yesie. That be a strong leadership is very, very, very important. Rollins, people may have issues with the way a manner he did certain things, but me, for the fact that he was a very strong person with a strong personality, come on, because I think that is the kind of leadership Ghana you hear. Because when you have such a strong person with a strong moral conviction, so there are certain things that you will not even dare, you will not even dream. Because Nipana or as a president, you know, or you team now when you got on anima, say, hey, Napa Olumai, Papa, we tear some way, then a. But in a situation where the Olumai himself has proven to be fatally corrupt, there is no pointer or refer to Obi who becomes a reference point. In the current dispensation, who is a current? Who is the reference point? I'll be to me and say, oh, okay, hey, no. Nipana Obe Rebukino is the very person who is passing people mercy card. He will offer you redemption. He has become a high priest of corruption who will give you redemption. So you get away with everything. So, and then what are you deeming to be immoral in the governance space, you know, and then immoral in the Ghanaian political space? And we have media depending on which side of the political divide our media not belonging to, and then you bet defend the word, as of now by evidence, no fact, they won't even talk about it. And these people think they're protecting society. That is why Ghana society, you know, where everything is going wayward. Because when the parliament kind of crunch, you know. Because our hotel said me a buyer, the very moment I bring Acheampong deep bum say king. No, I don't know. The moral conscience of this society, you know. Some renders will be as oh, that beat. Because you see, there has been a lot of cases regarding state capture. And me not here as a CIA. Men can near grow, men can nadao. Or mine a Japadian or mine sasia within this short period. That tongue will crum say. Ya can't ebi a win yin. You can't win because you might think say, oh, maybe just politics ne we keke. Trade fair land kakrakane dahwa. Trade fair land no Ivan. And I'm told that particular seal no crane say Acheampong signature no to sign. It ended up with the presidency. Or then the war for sending a number for na and almost sign the presidency. The finance minister ended up. Airport lands, I say I could in Nigeria for her. And these Nigerians, you know them. Oman se for ne oman se onum. Covered back room I say. Yakotam the same and so company, a Nigerian company, Frontiers, I'm an Betana airport, a bed over millions of dollars at the core Nigeria. Sika Ghana Nya and do 7 million. El Chroma say, Obia Miana no. Frontiers Health Services. Parliament to cry a trust of them, quiet no. Yes, there be. Over millions of dollars. These people at the Sikanoko Mukrum. And today we sit here and we cry. Look at the dollar. And you don't see any sign of leadership aside saying we are. Are you aware that even state institutions are buying institutions or more charge amount for they charge people in dollars. Who the city quiet yet? Medical and Dental Council. Ghana for no more co school about you more bow more pay lines is on bachelor. Exams are by doctors who come say no. This year, go and ask. Would this kind of bank I see, and yet they are charging them in dollars. Dollar na ye charging no one so kasa krasa or bank rate. Medical and Dental Council, Ghana. And yet foreign way entity I'm organizing exams my Ghana for our Ghana Kruma and yes I'm Toronto Togo and I'm Toronto Kruma ya what the city call one yet they charge students in dollars. Government is okay with that. And there are several other institutions that they do every single transaction in Ghana in dollars. It is a private obi from Bontemba, not say or a South African company or a Nigerian company, not say or a transaction in dollars. How can you stop that person? So at the end of the day, these activities put pressure on the dollar. If you go to South Africa, I'm told say Ukra $100. I want here would the betchni bear one month. Now we know be over some amount. But this is Ghana. Corona Forest, 1 year down to the extent said we are exchanging $1 at 15, 16 cities, no. State institutions is encouraging some of these acts. So there is enough motivation for people to keep dollars in their homes. Because if you have say if you keep your money in cities, so people begin to hoard dollars at home. By ideas in such a way say, and yes, I will you can't use dollar in this country. I'm not sure, Senka. There will be motivation for people to hoard these currencies in their rooms. Or blue how we need passport. And so dollar go ni them, you know. And ya the ketwa. Ko onyana kwa. Enti hotel no. Bryan Acheampong na say yes SNNIT say otoma Bryan Acheampong. Na omo no 40 years experience, you know. Who say management today. But this is somebody, this is an entity I've told you so that has been in hotel management for over 40 good years. No, or not say only experience of it managing Namum or handy over go online, search Rock City, go Kwana time almost start operations. So 4 years about. They are 40 years and so new experience going to be managing. And or they will be our more experience because we have parameters no more set here for the sale now. Some of the conditions has to do with the Nipana or Bajano our experience. Company are less than 4 years old. And he ended up handing over our national pride, including the Labadi Beach Hotel at the Shannon some. And this is a company per the audited account. GRA at the Ababontin Chese. Or no ankasa no run no crown or run a boca. Apart from the only experience, or sign run a boca afibia or yam faso. And then we think handing over Ghana for Japadia to that person is okay. Everybody should keep quiet. This is Ghana for you. So that is it about the demonstration. I think said. Baby Ebabedri, the president will be in the and or know some of these things, and fan because I catch it all. Baby Atamadri, he's going away. He doesn't care anything or can because he will not come to use it to Abamano and fan who be him. And that is a better lesson we are learning today. That is the bitter lesson because yeah, bar. Tribalism ne sa enkurasi reasons bebre ne enkurasi justifications ne self-interest ne we end